I'm a child. This was touching, and I'm very thankful to be here. I just really needed to say these things before I begin, because the first thing I have to say that I prepared is that I'm mad. I'm angry. And the thing I'm most angry about is that I cannot curse, so I cannot really make you understand how angry I am. Because I feel uncomfortable to be one to begin my speech and tell you that I really don't like our reality. I find it disappointing, often boring and stressful. As a child, I really didn't care about people. I really didn't care about hanging out. I was one of those damn children who doesn't go outside and play with other children. He spends all of his time with this Game Boy or whatever it is. Yeah, because I really didn't like it outside. I prefer to spend my time doing two things. And my parents, who are here today, know that I spend my time doing these two things, which were playing video games and reading. And there is a shared element between books and video games, which is tales, fairy tales. I find them perfect. I really prefer them to our reality because they're perfect. And some of you might say, of course they're perfect. Man, they are perfectly crafted. But, yeah, but it wasn't what surprised me about them. Tales share chaos, but not the same type of chaos we live in our daily lives. They share a beautiful chaos. They always have an ending. How strange could it be that fits perfectly within the context of the story? Please, no one at TEDxLUISS organizers get offended, but this last week's really reminded me of how much I didn't like reality. It was stressful, it was harsh. I wanted to talk to you about the internet, about cyberculture, daily interactions on the internet, memes, which is something I love. But what was my point? Why was I here? Was I worth something? I didn't think so. And I found myself running away. In the last 2 weeks or so, I didn't want to go out. I spent my time in my bedroom playing video games and reading. The same things I did as a child. Because I needed that comfort before getting here. It was then I realized what I wanted to talk about. You see, the same internet and cyberculture I love share an element with tales. Beautiful chaos. We have no control over it. We observe, but we cannot decide the ending. It just gets us. That is why I refuse today to lecture you. I have no authority. I'm just a student, and I'm a bad one, I'd like to add. I want to tell you a story, because that's what the internet is like. Before teaching you, make you understand what I think cyberculture is, why is it so important, I think it's much more important to feel what my generation and people who share my interest feel. So does anybody know how a story begins? Once upon a time. Once upon a time, a fellowship of druids reunited. They were tired by their reality, and they wanted to create a new one, create a dimension where all dreams could become reality. They were as close to dreamers as they wished them to be. They wanted it to be accessible to everyone, so they created portals within every mirror, as little, as small as they could fit in your pocket, or as large as the tallest of mountains. They also wanted to give some guidelines, some keywords, to be engraved on a white, smooth stone, so that all the people who transferred in this new world would understand what was the core of this new dimension. These 4 words were love, affection, liberty, and art. They decided to call their creation the WWW, the world of wonderful words, because of the importance these words carry within them. Once people started getting into this new dimension, into this new world, they each choose a path depending on one of the words. Those who chose the path of laugh, I'm one of them, they love smiling, they love to joke about anything. They believe that any problem, any issue can be solved with a positive area within them. Among them, there were jesters of any kind, and they love to speak about serious business in a foolish way. But you know what's even funnier? To speak about fool business in a serious way. Mathematicians from all the land reunited because a man had one question. If energy can change shape, how many slaps do I need to give a chicken to cook it? And you see these thousands of mathematicians coming and saying, well, you need to calculate how much strength does a slap carry, and you would probably find out that it's 23,000 slaps. Those who follow the path of affection were looking for a family. They were looking for community. People who would love them with no question asked. Gardeners, cooks, you share an interest with someone, they were part of your own being. And among them, there was a dog, a pug, if you like the pugs, I know people love pugs, who didn't identify himself as a dog. Some of us do this, feel this. They do not identify within their body. And this pug really didn't want to bark. He wanted to meow. He felt like a cat. And in this new reality, he could. He was accepted, no question asked. Those who followed the path of liberty believed in discussion, in ideas worth spreading, in rationality, science. They followed flocks of crystal birds created by a young magician named Zaka to find the nearest debate and to spread ideas and say their opinion. They all thought that until no one was going to be hurt, every idea was worth to be said. Those who followed the path of art, those were the people who made the most of the magic in this realm. Because they wanted to get it better, to create something better, new, wonderful. They wanted to express themselves fully. Painters, dancers, bards. And about bards, there was one quite famous named Yogi. Yogi loved to sing about love. And any people who had the chance to hear him couldn't resist to shed a tear. You see, with chaos and possibility, there is danger. No one questions that. Soon, shades and shadows from all the realm united in the undergrounds of this new world. They created something known only as darkness itself. Darkness reached the slab, the stone, and started corrupting words. They changed shape, and so did reality, this new reality. Those who followed the path of love simply had enough. They couldn't take anything lightly anymore. They only talked about serious stuff in a serious way. You joke about something, you get hanged in the main square. We burn you down. You better kill yourself. That's what many did, in fact, tired of living in such a new dark world. Those who followed the path of affection only could see now defects of other people. And fights occurred, brawls, wars. And those same crystal stalks of birds now were an instrument to spy people's secrets and to resell them to dark magicians. Those who followed the path of liberty, they changed opinion suddenly. And they decided that no idea was worth sharing. Everybody had to shut their mouth. Or worse, all ideas of any kind were worth sharing. And necromancers, dark magicians, rised and unleashed a miasma of death, torture, suffering. Those who followed the art, they started hating themselves, hurting themselves. They didn't believe in themselves anymore, and they hated their own creativity. Some heard Yogi crying while disappearing in a cold night. This was the destiny of this new realm, but, well, I guess I cannot end a TEDx like this. Because, in fact, there is hope, I think. There's no hope within the WWW. That is hopeless. But maybe we could do something, because I'd like to remind you, we can all go there in any moment, with any mirror. We need new words. We need more than just 4 words for this dimension. We need to recreate that initial beauty the WWW had. We need something to engrave those words on, but I think no one has stone here. Well, I guess I have to do that. I'm gonna be your stone. After this, please find me and engrave on me, on my skin, on my clothes, the words that changed your life, that you think could help the WWW to go back. And I'd like to invite on the stage Georgia, speaker curator, to engrave the most important of all the words on myself right now. Georgia? Which is hope. And I'd like you to write it on my belly. Speranza sulla panza, please. Please, find me and do this yourself. Go on the web, spread positivity, because before we start laughing and discussing the problems on the web itself, remember what it brought to us, how important it is, how revolutionary. Thank you.